Welcome on the AM News. Let's go to our very first story, and it takes us to Parliament, which is pushing for the swift resettlement of victims of the APPIATSE explosion. Now, according to the Member of Parliament for Prestiahuni Valley, the rainy season would further expose the plight of the victims who are currently being housed in tents. Delivering a statement on the floor of the House, Robert Wisdom Kuju also questioned the absence of Maxim, the mining company allegedly cited for the explosion in the support fund for the victims. Here are excerpts of what transpired on the floor of the House.
And the mattresses wet, which means water can easily seep through their tent and destroy their things. My issue here is that the rain pattern in Western region. It will soon start maybe by March. And I believe these people cannot continue to stay in this tent throughout the year. I believe that with the promises from other corporate institutions, the government, and then the fine slap on the company, that is Maxim Company Limited, I think we can put up permanent structures for these people within a year. Mr. Speaker, as the government, corporate Ghana, and individuals are making frantic efforts to support the victims of APPIATSE to resettle, my observation as Member of Parliament for the area indicate that Maxim Ghana Company Limited, which caused the explosion, is conspicuously missing in the action with regard to management and support to the victims. Thankfully, Mr. Speaker, a press release by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources on 7 February 2022 indicates that the government has imposed a fine of 6 million Ghana cedis, $6 million US dollars, or equivalent at the prevailing commercial rate on Maxim Company Limited for regulatory breaches. I have no doubt whatsoever that in the computation of the fine, the rebuilding of APPIATSE, compensation to victims, and restitution of all lost properties were taken into consideration. Mr. Speaker, I want also to take this opportunity to call or to draw the attention of Ghana Police Service to its press statement dated 21st January 2022, when the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, visited the disaster site to effect that the driver of the escort vehicle assisted the community members to move children of APPIATSE Basic School to a safe zone is inaccurate. It must be stated that there is no existing school at APPIATSE per Ghana Education Service records, and the escort driver couldn't have vacated school children in the community. As a representative of the people in that area, I wish to urge the police administration to retract and render unqualified apology to the chief and the good people of Prestiahuni Valley, for that matter, the victims of APPIATSE disaster.
Mr. Speaker, this was a scary thing. But then, it is a lesson that we must learn as a country, that all measures must be put in place to ensure that such a disaster never happens in the history of this country or the entire world. The Maker of the Speaker drew our attention to the current state of affairs at the camp. This is a situation where we have people of 20, 30, 40 people in a tent. And, Mr. Speaker, we know that the Western region is a place that when the rain starts to come in, it rains heavily. My worry is that if measures are not put in place, if the promise of resettling these people, the promise of putting up accommodations are not pursued, and the rains set in, Mr. Speaker, you can imagine the difficulties, the problems, the hardship our fellow Ghanaians would go through.
Mr. Speaker, the maker of the statement mentioned the current situation, which includes housing the people in tents. I mean, all of us know that tents, by their very nature, are very temporary housing facilities. But when you think about the impending rainy season, which is set to begin any time from now, I think it poses a little bit of a worrying problem. And I will want to add my voice to urge government to speed up with the effort to find permanent housing for the people of APPIATSE so that they are not needlessly exposed to the vagaries of the weather.